Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Weekly Bugle. Hope everyone is doing fantastically well. Hope you've all had a good week. 2 weeks? I can't remember when the last time we did this. 2 weeks, because it was Good Friday last Friday, at least here in the UK. And I'm joined... It was, yeah.
That was 2 weeks ago, wasn't it?
No, it was last week.
No, that was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
that was 2 weeks ago.
What was last Friday?
I don't know.
It
wasn't Good Friday, I know that.
Yeah, no, it wasn't Good Friday, you're absolutely right. But yeah, anyway, I was away last Friday, that was it. I was in Scotland drinking... Yeah. I was in Scotland drinking whiskey.
Yeah, he drank a £7,000 glass of whiskey.
No, I did not.
About it. He was really, really proud of himself.
I did not. I drank a £38 glass of whiskey, a little dram, and then went into the Macallan. If anyone knows the Macallan from any American TV show ever, and they had a £13,000 glass of whiskey, Quinn. It was just.
And you definitely bought it, right?
I definitely did not buy it. I'm from Yorkshire, remember? Like there's a limit to what I'm willing to buy, and that is definitely it. That is definitely it.
Oh, so you just went for the £3,000 one instead, right?
Just a £3,000 one, yeah, just a steady £3,000 one. But hope everyone is doing well. I think this is definitely the first Weekly Bugle we've done since we did the live charity stream. So to everyone who took part, participated in, donated, whether that was donations of money or whether that was donations of time in the case of some things, and also in products and those sorts of things as well. So yeah, thank you to everyone that did that. I think all in all now, because I added some extra things in, big shout out to Huggy Bear, by the way, who did come second overall. He did win one of the, I think it was the Crash Sentinel Terrain pack. And when I messaged him about it, because I hadn't yet bought it, and I was working out the best way to get it to him, and he just said, look, Rich, I've already got it. Just take the money you would have spent on it and put it as a donation instead. So that was super, super nice of him as well. So yeah, congratulations to everyone. Anyone who is waiting, by the way, because I know probably some of the more coveted items were the Adepticon exclusive cards. We've got a video coming out on Monday that will go through those, but they have now turned up. So again, shout out to the guys at Adepticon.
Also massive shout out to the guy who won the whole thing. He seems like a really intelligent and handsome guy.
I don't know about that.
He's got a sexy jazz voice at the very least.
Yeah, apparently. Beef Dragon, hey Rich, I love whiskey. I don't mind whiskey, but I was a bit whiskeyed out by the end of it. 4 different distilleries in 8 hours is quite a lot. Quinn, first of all, we just want to gloat a little bit. So we called Black Swan and Supergiant. Mm-hmm. And it turns out that last week before, we got Black Swan and Supergiant. So
and it turns out she didn't have a hood up, like I said.
Yeah, she didn't have a hood up. So I mean, I've not got a picture up actually, but what are your thoughts on those miniatures? Whilst I frantically try and get a picture up.
I mean, they're pretty good. I mean, like, some people don't like the Black Swan one. I think it's fine. Like, they don't like the proportions on it. I don't really care. Meh.
Yeah, so there we go. That's what it is. Yeah, they are a bit strange, aren't they?
I think of the two, the one I like least is actually Supergiant. I don't like her weird, like, slightly falling over pose.
I think my problem with Black Swan is, and I'm just looking at the picture now, is it's really weird. Like, her legs seem very out of proportion to the rest of the... It's just very, very strange. Very, very strange to me on there. But, you know, it is what it is. So yeah, we were good on that. We've got some other bits, Quinn, I want to talk about. And the first one is the Hell to Pay organised play kit. Who knew we were going to play some more Hella this year because we don't play her very often.
But she's a really good 4 threat. Oh no.
But I really like these, Quinn. Me and you, and I think we probably will do a video on it because it's a game that we're both playing a lot at the moment, along with a few of the members of the Discord as well, playing a lot of Marvel Champions. And whilst, Quinn, beating you to a pulp with my Guardians list at events is delightful.
You've done that how many times?
Are we 2 for 2 now, I think?
Yeah, exactly. So stop gloating, you little bugger.
I've actually only destroyed you once with my Guardians, and it was...
Yeah, because you diced me so hard.
It was decimation.
I mean, it was really funny when the inverse happened, and you were like, oh yeah, I'm going to take Thanos to go against Double Hulk, and then I didn't take a Hulk.
You didn't take a Hulk, yeah. I didn't make that mistake twice. And then we just destroyed She-Hulk, didn't we? It was... Yeah, it wasn't good. But my point is, so whilst playing... PvP games are really, really good. I think co-op games, I really, really enjoy them. And again, we've been playing at the moment, Quinn, is Marvel Champions. We've both been absolutely loving that, haven't we, at the moment? And I think anything in Marvel Crisis Protocol that means we can use these figures for more things is good. I don't know if everyone is aware, Quinn, but whilst these packs... these game night kits. They've got a few names, haven't they? They've got like game night kits, ultimate encounters, and then there's another one I think they
organized play
packs or something like that. Whilst they are typically a store only exclusive, I do believe what they have said, and I think we've already got the Killmonger one, is that they will become available at some point as assets that you can download yourself from the website, like we've seen with the Killmonger one, haven't we? Are on there. So I think even if you don't get your hands on them straight away, they will come around eventually. But
yeah, you'll get a hold of the rules at some point. Yeah, so you won't get a hold of like the exclusive cards and
the tokens and things like that. Yeah. But it looks really good. Obviously, we can't see too much. We don't know too much about it yet. But any time we get to do more with these things is definitely not a bad thing. So yeah, I'm very, very much looking forward to that one. And then the second to last bit of official news. God, we've gone from having nothing to like...
having something. We don't know what to do with ourselves.
Having all of the things. Quinn, I want to talk about the card pack 2022.
Oh, God.
So, first of all, I just want to... I've seen a lot of things going around talking about how, it's ridiculous, the cards that are included in there are not cards that are used very often and this and that, and what about there's no restricted cards and all this. AMG never, ever stated that this card pack would be a replacement for buying boxes.
They never even said it was going to have tactics in it.
Exactly that.
That were rotted.
Exactly that. So I just think, I get it, right? There are some tactics cards that you want, and it means dropping 30 quid on a box. But guys, that's the name of the game. Like, if you want that card, then I think you should pay the money for that card. Like, that's just the way it works.
Printers exist.
I know, but I'm not I think we should support the game, because if everyone just went out and printed everything and bought 3D prints for £5 a pop, then there'd be no game left, right?
Oh, yeah.
Which is not good.
I would only ever get a 3D print of something if I already owned it. But
100%. Yeah, 100%.
Cardboard versus an actual miniature, they feel like different things to me. I do, however, have a different gripe with this fucking box.
Go on.
Right. So you know how they changed the formatting of the cards to make them more accessible and, easier to translate into other languages because they had more space?
It doesn't include all of them, does it?
Doesn't include all of them, does it, Rich? Not fucking happy about that.
I will say that I would have rather they... I would rather have they not done the tactics cards in this one and just done everything up until X-Men. Here is the right format card.
Yeah.
Go.
Because that's what I thought this card pack was going to be, and when I saw that it wasn't that, I was rather unhappy.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a bit annoying. I don't want to pay for the rest of those cards personally. I would have bought the errata cards by themselves though. So so the thing here is, guys, is that these are optional cards. Everything that is in here, I believe, that is errated, is available to download and print out for free with their permission. So there are PDFs on their website. So to get hold of these cards that have been errated, you do not have to spend any more money at all. So I like that, Quinn. I like that they've given people the option to do it. I just want my Black Widow and my Doc Ock and, whoever else, right? My Drax and my Ronan and my Nebula in that same format as well. I absolutely hate when I lay my cards out.
Yeah, and then like some of them are that way, some of them are the other way. It's
yeah.
I mean, you know about me and how I like my cards formatted.
Yeah, very, very particular.
It's a living nightmare for me.
I just want to pick up Michael. I understand they need to make money, but I think they're doing okay with the game as it is. No, Michael, I agree, buddy. I completely agree. And that's what I mean around these being optional. So what they've said is any card that they change that you've already gone out and bought, you can download those assets for free, and there's no copyright infringement there whatsoever. If, however, you choose to go to, let's say you go to MCP, mcp.com or Cerebro or TTS or wherever else, right? And you find an image of an asset, let's say MedPack, for example, by printing off that card, you are effectively breaching copyright laws, right? That's just how it is. It's no different to pirating a film. It's exactly this. It's covered by the exact thing. And yes, Swedish Troll, can we finally get a Black Widow where her pistol text isn't almost invisible?
We already do.
Yeah, in the newer prints. So I just think I would have really liked them, Quinn, to have done that. And yeah, it's just a real shame, I think, that they didn't do. I agree, Michael. Disappointed that they haven't done the cards. But again, it is nice that it is optional. You don't have to buy them all. So yeah, I mean, and I tell you what as well, they're only charging £20 for this box. I think it's either £20 or $20. I can't remember which.
$20, which
$20,
which means like 15, 12 quid.
About £18, £17-18.
I'm thinking factoring in discount as well.
Okay, yeah. Complaining about this is silly. It's a great move forward. If don't want to buy, cause can DL the errata cards if you want certain cards in buy. No, Davis MMA 100% agree. So completely agree that if you don't want to buy these and you don't want the official one, I will. I'm dead tight, right? When I printed mine out, and I know a certain friend of ours hates it, I print mine out in black and white format because I knew these were coming out. But
you really are from Yorkshire, aren't you?
I really am. Yeah.
No, don't want to pay for coloured printing.
So what I mean by this is, it's the fact that it's not all of the character cards that have been changed. That's the thing I think that we were wanting. But yeah, Dark Art, I understand people's frustration, but mate, Dark Artisan 100%, right? At least you play 40k, expect to drop 150 quid on new books every 2 years or whatever it is. So I agree, guys. This is not me saying that AMG are doing things wrong, doing things bad. I think the card pack is good. I just think the only disappointment from my side is I'd have liked to have seen those other characters that didn't get any errata have the new format cards. That's all I was asking for. And maybe they will, right? They've called this card pack 2022. That means that there's probably going to be other card packs at some other point. So
maybe there will be other erratas at other points.
Yeah. This card pack also might be for a different audience. I got 4 boys playing this game with me, so it will be nice to have a few of these official cards extra. I have a few friends who convert their own models for packs we already own, so reprinted cards are very nice. Yeah, look, and guys, I think once you've bought the box, once you've bought CP71, right, and you own X23, Honey Badger, and all the official cards, if you then lose a card, or you want to play with a 3D printed model, or even if you want to play some game nights at home and you're going to print an extra card off for your mate to use, like, guys, I don't see any issue with that whatsoever. Like, I don't see a problem with that at all. It's when you don't own anything and then you still do it, but that's my personal opinion. People can obviously do as they wish. Let's move on from this one. Every year and 50 quid every 6 months. I gather we're talking about
40k there.
40k
Yeah.
there, Dark Artisan. Dan Altit, wish they added crisis cards as well. That's a really interesting point, Dan. And I think one of the reasons why they haven't is they want people to buy these boxes. They make money from people buying their boxes. And yeah, I just think that's just what it is. That is their business model. They're not charging you for a book that you've got to then use to play or anything like that. That's when the Sentinels come for you. It is, yeah. So I think that's why they keep these cards behind the paywall of the boxes. But yeah. There we go.
Afternoon, Glenn. Afternoon.
Oh, Glenn. Hey. And then I'm probably picking up this pack just to add a few cards to my small collection and splitting it with a friend that is getting into MCP but isn't buying the core set, so he could use a few of these cards. Perfect. Really nice. Exactly. So there's definitely uses for it. I don't think, 20 quid, $20 is not extortionate at all. I think they've been fair with it. And I actually think, guys, let's look back at what has caused this. It has been caused by them going back and reviewing all the characters in the game.
Well, apparently it's been caused by them changing the formatting and they're not bringing out the cards in the proper format.
No, I meant why are we getting these errated cards? And for me, that shows a company that isn't just going out there and trying to get every dollar they can. Because if they really didn't care about us as players and just wanted to make money, they would just release a new version, a Secret Avengers version of Captain America. And there you go, there's your new Captain America, and go buy that box instead. So yeah, I just think they've done a good thing, and then they've given people the option to get hold of those cards. I would have just liked a few more cards in there as well. Let's move on from this one, Quinn, and I want to talk about a new teaser. So they seem to be changing, or they are changing. It's not seem to be at all. They're changing the way in which they do these reveals now. It seems to be, here's a picture of a silhouetted picture followed by, usually a week later, I think, here's the official characters of who they are. And then I gather at some point we're going to get a panel to play for some of these. I have a sneaky feeling they're going to do a lot of them in June, which is very annoying. But we've got a silhouetted picture. And Quinn, we were already 2 for 2, right? We got it right last time. Is there any doubt in anyone's mind this is 2 of the Warriors 3? No, is this Heimdall and Scourge? I mean, just look at the pose. I mean, and we called this, if Heimdall doesn't come in a pose where he's stood like this, yep. And that's exactly what he is. And
annoyingly, it's comics Heimdall and not MCU Heimdall, because Idris Elba Heimdall is the best Heimdall.
He is a good Heimdall. Yes, he is a good Heimdall. But we've got Heimdall and we've got Scourge. Obviously, both going to be members of the Asgardians. Our predictions, I know, right? Our predictions, I think, Quinn, was it 4 threat and 2 threat for both of these 4 being Heimdall, 2 being two being
Yeah,
Scourge.
like I mean, it's a toss up with Scourge, right? He's either going to be a 2 or a 3. I don't think he breaches that 4 territory, and it would be nice to get an Asgardian too, right? I mean, the only other way we'd do it is probably with a non-Asgardian, like Throg or something.
And my issue is that as an Asgardian, right, a normal human is in this game is 2 threat. In my head, and I get that's
you say that. I'm not sure that's actually true. I think a normal human is 1 threat.
Black Widow.
Black Widow has a super soldier serum.
Oh, she does, yeah.
Yeah.
Okoye doesn't have a super soldier serum. There we go.
Okay, but she has vibranium shit.
I know, but that's what I mean. It's like it's a human that is either has a little bit of tech or is ever so slightly enhanced. I mean, Nebula's a 2 threat, and let's be honest, she's in everything is an absolute beast.
I mean, she's really enhanced to the point of really hating her dad.
Yeah, she really doesn't like him. Daddy issues. So I think either 3 or 2. 4 threat, and I think, Quinn, we're calling it, Heimdall will be the new leader for Asgard.
As much as it pains me to say it, because I would love either Odin or Mighty Thor to be like a leader, it's probably going to be him, because they need a new leader, right?
They do. They absolutely do. We've been saying this. We've been saying this for a long time, and yeah, they absolutely need a new leader. You would hope, and hopefully, fingers crossed, next week when we see the character pack details, we'll see 5 tactics, maybe not 5, but at least, I want to see at least 4 tactics cards, 3 or 4. Excuse me, apologies. At least 3 or 4 tactics cards in this, Quinn, because they need it. They really need it.
Yeah, I mean, we've already kind of got like a Bifrosty one, right? I can't remember the exact name of it now.
Rainbow Bridge?
Rainbow Bridge, yeah.
Yeah.
For some reason I was like, oh yeah, it's called Across the Bifrost. No, it's not.
No, it's not. No, that's Pat and TT.
That's Pat and TT,
That's
yeah.
Pat and TT.
I was like, did they sneak in a reference to them? It's like, no, they didn't. Yeah, so, like we've got a Bifrosty one already. Like, I don't know what else they could bring in, because they've got 3 now, I think. Already?
They've got Rainbow Bridge, Odin's Blessing, and Doom Prophecy. Yeah, good point. It's just that I mean, the problem is that one of those cards it's not useless, but there's very few options. Maybe Scourge.
If Scourge is like a 4 physical defense, like 2 or 3 threat character that you don't mind chucking away, like that could be great. I mean, I still want Fandral is the Warrior 3 with the 2 swords, right?
He is, yeah. With like a rapid strike type thing.
I like my idea of him being like a range 2 rapid fire character with 4 physical defense.
Yeah.
And then just having him be able to go Doom Prophecy and just stab everything.
Well, I mean, you know, one thing that springs to my mind, Quinn, when you see an axe, and I want to pick up on something before I go into this, because I think it ties into what Jess has said. Jess said, I think the base 2 power for all Asgardians means a 2 threat is unlikely, and I think I somewhat do agree, and I think that goes
Nuclear
into...
Kid brings up the point I was about to as well.
Scourge could have similar limitations to Honey Badger or Nebula. Oh, okay, yep.
Yeah, so I'm thinking he's in that sort of assassin executioner role, and therefore isn't going to interact with objectives, and therefore the 2 power on him for Asgardian is going to be less impactful if he's a 2.
Okay, yeah, I think that could make sense. For me, when I see an axe, Quinn, the first ability that springs into my mind is Cleave.
So you're thinking crit, hit, or wild, whichever
I
one
don't
is
know.
on Angela?
I don't know. Or maybe maybe he has a spender that has a Cleave on it.
I think it would be really fun if that was just his basic attack, but it was like a 4 or 5 dice attack.
Oh no, I would go no, because if he's a 2 or 3 threat, and it's got maybe it's a Cleave, but it just does it, and it's 3 dice.
And then if he's got 4 physical defense, it's suddenly 7 dice.
Exactly. Yeah. So what we're saying, he's only an idiot in the movie. In the comics, he is cool and a smart tactician. Yeah, he is. He is. And we have to remember this, guys, that, well, I don't know, because they've gone with Tilda Swinton, Ancient One, and quite clearly Baron Mordo from the movies. But actually, guys, just whilst we are here, just a reminder to everybody, and please, 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 I will kick you from the live stream if you don't. Zero spoilers for Doctor Strange. I've seen it. I know others will, but I know there are people there that haven't seen it. So please, 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 no spoilers for Doctor Strange in the chat today, guys. But yeah, I think it's going to be really, really interesting. A question was posed, Quinn, because the terrain in the background of the Black Order silhouette was Thanos' throne.
Mm-hmm.
Do we think we could see some Asgardian terrain like we've got in the background, or do we just think it's just there?
I mean, I think it'd be really cool, but a lot of the time it seems that they just commission one-off pieces. Like, they've got that whole, like, massive bridge, right, that we first saw, like, Mysterio and Carnage on.
Yeah,
in the background of, like, a mini-extravaganza. Like, it would be really cool. Equally, like, I don't know how many Asgardian boards are going to get made. I mean, there are a few out there. I've seen a few, but, like,
yeah,
it's somewhat niche.
I think it is. I do like the Asgardian boards. There's a lot you can do with them, I think. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see if that is something that we get. But yeah, I think positive news here, guys. Asgard at some point in this year, we don't know when yet, are going to be back. And I think, bringing in a 4 threat, if they've got a 4 and a 2 threat, or even a 4 and a 3 threat, but that 4 threat being a leader, it pains me to say it, Thor, whilst he has a goodish, a reasonable leadership, he is far too dice dependent. And then the other big hitter that you want in there is Angela, who is so much better than Thor, but having them both is 10 threat. All of a sudden, that being 9 threat with one additional 2 or 3 threat character opens Asgard up completely to be able to do some really, really cool things with.
I mean, also, there is the potential that, like, if Heimdall is a leader, his leadership might involve, like, rerolls because he can see everything everywhere all the time.
I mean, you would think, Quinn, that... So there's two... I had 2 trains of thought with what his leadership could be. Because, obviously, yes, he is all-seeing, but also he's the operator of the Bifrost. But because we've already got the Rainbow Bridge card, it makes me feel like he'll be more towards that I see everything. Just reading chat. What if Heimdall is threat 5? It's possible. I don't think they will do it, Glenn, because he is a step down from Thor and Angela. Angela and Thor will can hand Heimdall his arse. That's just the pecking order of the Asgardian.
Like, after they've done that, just Odin's shadow looms over them. Time to be unworthy again, boyo.
Yeah, so I think he will be 4 threat just to represent that, because they are. They're the prince and princess of Asgard.
It's always a little bit awkward, right? Because, I mean, if we're going with that logic, Hela should probably be a 5 or 6, right? Comparatively. Like, threat's always a weird thing in this game, and, like, the way it scales. But I do feel like Heimdall's probably not going to be that 5 threat character.
No, I agree.
And also, like, there's a degree of just game balance. Like, giving Asgard another 5 threat doesn't seem like the way to help them out.
No. Unless, maybe running Thor with Heimdall as the leader, maybe that's like the thing.
Yeah, like that's
Thor
the thing that I was thinking of.
So...
Like, if his thing is like you get rerolls, or like he can give out all sight tokens that let you reroll an entire attack, right? It's sort of like a winging it, but different because you're rerolling everything. Sort of like an R&D, not R&D, recal type thing.
Yeah.
Have another go. Suddenly Thor becomes able to just be like, oh, I spaffed my dice, go again.
Yeah, I think it'll be really interesting. But yeah, we will have to wait and see. But overall, very, very happy that we've had some Heimdall as a 2 threat, Scourge at 6, perfectly balanced, as all things should be, Swedish Troll, as all things should be. Quinn, I want to just bring up a couple of other things here, four in total actually. But our boys at Game Island are at it again, Quinn.
Everyone's favorite people at Game Island that I've definitely heard of before.
I think, are these guys German? I do believe they are.
The German ones that always,
always bust everything first. But we did have an unofficial leak. Leak? I don't know if it's classed as a leak, but yeah, there we go. Of a brand new affiliation. The Russians are coming. So we've got, I don't think we've got the CP numbers yet, but there's some gaps in the middle that I think they would probably fit into. But we've got Ursa and the Red Guardian, first of all.
Ursa being Ursa Major.
Ursa being Ursa Major, sorry, yep. And then we've also got Crimson Dynamo and Dark Star. So, yeah, Quinn, the Russians are coming. Interesting. Because we're also seeing here that we're looking at the 13th of May is where it says available from 13th
I feel like that's very unlikely.
It feels completely wrong. It feels completely wrong. But let's have a little chat, Quinn, about the Winter Guard. Because, I mean, for all intents and purposes, and I appreciate this is a sweeping statement, but it's Russian Avengers, right? Yeah. If you see the Avengers as the American superheroes, Winter Guard are the Russian Avengers.
Like, they have their own version of, like, Thor, who's, like, the Slavic god of, like, storms or whatever.
For somebody who loves Neil Gaiman's American Gods, I hope they do a version
I really want Chernobog.
Chernobog, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Peter Stormare is brilliant in that role as well, by the way.
Yeah. So we've got 4 new characters. I believe, Quinn, we've already seen at least one member of the Winter Guard who we already have, potentially more. But you would put money on the fact that Omega Red is in there, right? He's never felt.
I would have gone with Natasha over Omega Red.
Was she ever part of the Winter Guard?
I don't know. But Omega Red seems to be a bit of a deranged killer. Seems less state-sponsored Avenger, like, copycat, right?
Yeah, maybe. Just asking, who are the other 3 I know about Red Guardian? Well, Glyn, we're going to go through with them now, each in turn. So let's start off then with Dark Star, also known as Lenia Petrovna.
I see we're going in the order of shittest to best.
So basically, I think if we look at her abilities, Dark Force manipulation, I think she's going to be the mystic or energy type attacks
I would
for
go
these
with
guys.
Energy, personally. From the art I've seen of it, it seems more like energy blast than magic stuff.
Yeah. The Winter Guard are all basically deranged killers. Exactly, Nick. Which is why I think Omega Red's going to be in there as well. It could end up being a bit like Cabales, that anyone who was once evil goes in there. Anyone who has a slightly sounding Russian name gets to go into the Winter Guard. But she's got teleportation abilities as well. Whether that's going to be... I think it is herself and... like 3 others, I think she has. Like, it's really weird. Like, her teleport is limited to her plus 3. Like, does the blob count as 2, or is that still a singular one? Or, is
like,
Moon...
what about
Can she teleport Moon Knight because he's got multiple personalities?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to go for. Like,
so I think, Quinn, something in the vein of like a magic.
Man. Does multiple men count as one person?
I don't know.
If there are like 5 multiple men, can she teleport all of them or not?
But I think, I mean, look, it's good. It's good to see that we are going to get new affiliations. It's also really good to see that they are addressing some other affiliations as well. So I'm happy about this. I think it'll be interesting to see what she's got. We can look through her abilities, and we damn well know that what actually ends up being on the card we'll completely miss by a country mile. Darkstar draws her power from the same dimension place as Cloak and Mr. Negative. Interesting. Okay. So, yeah. That's the first member anyway that we've got confirmed. So, the next one, Quinn, Red Guardian. There are a lot of characters who have been the Red Guardian over time. I think Alexei Shostakov, he's kind of like, I don't know if he's the OG, but he's definitely the most popular. I think it would be strange for them to go with anything but him. Because obviously we don't know, which version of it will be.
I mean, I think unfortunately it's probably not going to be Black Widow movie Red Guardian.
That's the same guy, I think, isn't it?
It's Alexei. The same guy, but I'm thinking like costume-wise, he's probably not going to have the beard and all this sort of stuff.
I'd love it if. I mean, it's probably, let's have a look. It's that red one, right? That classic comic book of him stood with the side with like the little white mohawk thing down the middle, and then the white star on the chest. There is a more up-to-date one with him, like a lot more grizzled, but we'll have to see.
I want him specifically doing the pose where he fights Taskmaster and goes like, there. I want him doing that. Yeah.
Look, all your artwork, and I do believe, didn't somebody who won the 3D prints? I'm sure Red Guardian was one of them. So that's just side tidbit. But I mean, guys, if you've seen Black Widow, right? He's had a version of the super soldier serum. He's got a shield that he throws around. It's Russian Captain America for all intents and purposes. That's just what it is. Like, that's essentially what he will be. I don't, however, Quinn, think he is going to be the leader of the Winter Guard.
I could see him being a leader, but I imagine there will be another one in a moment.
Yeah. I think the next one that we're going to look at is going to be the leader, and this again is another one who, so Crimson Dynamo, he has had. Let's just go back to the Crimson Dynamo here. Anton Vanko, I believe, or he was the first Crimson Dynamo. That name may ring a bell, because he was, I believe, Whiplash originally.
Is that who they made him into?
Yeah. So I think what we're going to get is the Alexander Nevsky version of it. So he was one of the assistants to Vanko. Let me just look. Why is that being held for review? Sure that. Winter Guard leader is hybrid Russian Cockney Ray Winston. I like it. But I think, Quinn, we're going to see Crimson Dynamo as the leader of the affiliation. No idea what we can expect to see from the leadership. But because I think he's an Iron Man sort of.
He's an Iron Man villain.
Iron Man villain, really, isn't he? Yeah, or he has been in the past.
Maybe their leadership is they all get immune to slow because they are used to the harsh winters.
Yeah, they combined Crimson Dynamo and Whiplash in Iron Man 2 for some reason. Yeah, they did.
And then they had the really great interpretation of the Mandarin in Iron Man 3, yeah?
They did. Oh, but that got so much better in Shang-Chi.
So much better in Shang-Chi.
Yeah. I'm just Trevor Slattery. So, yeah, and then lastly, and let's be honest, Quinn, the one that everyone is looking forward to is your boy Mikhail Ursa, also known as Ursa Major.
Mega Bear.
He's a massive alcoholic bear. What is not to love? Just brilliant. I mean, you'd expect, Quinn, some level of Inuit, or damage reduction.
Yeah, probably like thick hide.
Yeah, thick hide, something like that. Just huge damage output, right? This guy is going to be a brawl.
Yeah, but he's going to be slow as hell, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, you imagine like medium base, slow move. Just looking through Sue here, yeah. I mean, it's just superhuman strength, enhanced durability, athletic agility and reflexes, peak human speed. So basically, he's about as quick as a normal person at running, which is...
So what you're saying is that neither of us can outrun this bear.
No, neither of us can outrun the bear, even pissed. So yeah, I think it's really interesting. As I said, more stuff is good. It's nice that we're getting actual new stuff to talk about. Let's have a quick look through them. Let's have a look. For all we know, there was... let's have a quick look back here. So sorry. Yeah, AMG's looks like got stuff with a terrible thing. I'm not sure what that's about, Jess, but for all we know, they were slated to be released this month, but pushed back maybe indefinitely for reasons of indicates the entire world. It's really hard, isn't it, on that one, Nuclear Kid, because obviously what's happening in the world at the moment is terrible, absolutely terrible. I don't think anyone, well, obviously some people would disagree, also known as the Russian government, or at least the leaders, but it would be sad to think that would stop them from releasing these. Because you have to remember as well, these are Soviet Union. These are not Russia. Yes, they're Russians, but they're from the Soviet Union, which was something different way back when. Who knows? It'll be interesting to see if it does make a difference. And then Ursa Major, the world's drunkest bear, absolutely, and not a fake bear like Spider-Man or like Spider-Man villain Grizzly. Yeah, he has the proportional speed and intelligence of a human. Yes. There we go. So let us know, guys. What do you think? Interesting. The one thing I will say is the website, games, whatever it's called, they have leaked or have been the first ones to leak every other one that we've had previously. So I think Honey Badger and X23 were like 9 months ago on their website. And every time they've done it, they've been right. They were the guys that put Elektra and Daredevil, put Nick Fury and his agents on.
And so also, I think Red Skull and Hydra agents?
No, that one wasn't on there, Quinn.
No, it was.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, maybe it was then.
That was the thing. People have dismissed it because we've not seen anything about it for ages, but they were on there.
Yeah, maybe. I feel the need to make a point that the Winter Guard are often at odds with their own government over lack of information on missions. That's a fair point, Swedish Troll. And then it would explain AMG's radio silence on reveals for so long if they were originally scheduled for May. Yeah, I think there's a few things, Nick. I think what we're actually seeing now are the after effects of COVID. I think that's why we've had this lull, because it will have stopped so many things, but there are also so many things in the works that had already happened. So I think we've had this period now because of the fact that, yeah, we've just had just get rid of this call. Got a call coming through. I just think, yeah, it's maybe the after effects of COVID, but who knows? Good evening, Daz. Hope you're well. Good afternoon, even. Quinn, anything else on any of it? I think we've covered off all the news pieces. There's quite a lot there, wasn't there?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think overall, guys, it's nice just to have some things to talk about rather than made up stuff that we try and fill the time with, which is what it feels like what we've had to do. So with that, let's go to our favourite part of the show, which is, do you even paint though? And you'll be happy to know, guys, that my Rivals pack is en route. So once that arrives here in the UK, we will put this one to close, this painting competition. I think we've run now for a good sort of 3 months, 4 months, something like that. And we will announce a winner, and that winner will get the Rivals pack. So yeah, really looking forward to being able to give that out. But on to this week's, and the theme for this week was Ronan, Quinn, wasn't it? Picked by myself. And I can't.
That's why it was boring. Yeah.
I can't remember why. But I picked Ronan.
Because we were talking about underrated characters.
Yes. I do enjoy a good bout of speculation. Now I just need to actually play the game. Well done, Nuclear Kid. So, the way the format of this is we pick a theme every week, or every 2 weeks. It seems like it's been lately, but every week we pick a theme. We alternate it. Quinn has one, I have one. And then basically we pick out 3. We have 2 honourable mentions and 1 winner. Nobody wins anything, but everybody that enters gets put into a prize draw, which we'll be doing hopefully by the end of May, if it all turns up. It's on a back order, so I don't want to announce it, do the draw, and then people have to wait for a month to get the product. So once I've got it, we'll do it. But first honourable mention, I should say, goes to Answer the Boy with this Ronan. Classic Ronan comic book, but Quinn, I think the things that stood out for us were the highlighting and the OSL, extra little bits on the base were really, really nice, weren't they?
Yeah, I like the rubble. Like the OSL is what really sold me on this one, though. I really like sort of just how that whole thing panned out.
Yeah, what's the name? Is it the universal weapon?
Universal weapon.
Yeah, universal weapon. So yeah, that looks super, super clean. So yeah, well done, Answer the Boy on that one. You get an honourable mention.
Nuclear Kid, I assume that is a joke I'm too young to understand.
Instructions unclear, painted Ronan Keating from Boyzone. Yes, you are too. I appreciate the joke, Nuclear Kid. Quinn's a Gen, whatever it is. I don't know.
I'm Gen Z, yeah.
Gen Z. Z. It's a Z. Z. You're not American.
Gen Z, yuck. I mean, you're a boomer, so you can't tell me.
I know, this is true. Our next honourable mention goes to Joe Manji. Obviously, Joe, it's not your first time being here, but well done. Really, really clear. I mean, as always, with all of your painting entries that you give us, Joe, really, really good. I like the little different take on the base. No extra terrain or anything on there, Quinn, but that like blue tinge makes it.
Yeah, that bluey grey.
Yeah, nice. It's like, ooh, is it Earth or is it somewhere else? You know, is he walking down the streets of?
Is it a manhole cover on Kree Prime or whatever?
On Kree Prime, yeah, exactly that. The yellow's really nice, and then the metallics, even though they're not NMM, that I think I've seen you do in the past. The highlighting on there is just really, really clean as well.
I also just like generally the whole scheme because it feels like it's not his classic look, but it is a look that has appeared in the comics a few times. Like I've seen that look before with sort of the gold, right?
It's the gold, isn't it? I think that works really, really well. Yeah, I really, really like that. So well done, Joe. You get an honourable mention. And then lastly, and I believe it's a new entry that we've had. I don't know if you've entered before. If you have, apologies, but I definitely don't think you've won it previously. Is Like a Prophet. And he's gone very much with the sort of MCU style here, and as it looks really, really good. I mean, the highlights on there are super clean. Love the OSL on the base from the Ultimate Weapon. Love the glow on the Ultimate Weapon as well, right in the middle. What caught your eye on this one, Quinn?
Once again, it's the whole alt scheme thing. I really like seeing stuff done in alt schemes because like you see a lot of the same stuff over and over again, and like there are always levels of they've done this like scheme really well, or they've done this bit really well, and you know the thing is, if you pick a different scheme to do something in, you might be the only person that's done it like that, and therefore that sort of stands out a bit more to me than anything that's done in like the traditional way. Also, interestingly, I think the only thing separating this Ronan from the movie one is he doesn't have a little black line down his chin.
Okay. I don't know. Did Ronan have Ronan had like in the movie he had like the face paint, didn't he? That they.
Yeah, it was like over the eyes, and then he had like a thing going down from like his bottom lip to his chin.
Yeah.
And I think maybe it came down the sides of his cheeks as well.
Yeah, maybe. It's that weird scene where they were throwing sand at him that was really weird. Like, But yeah, well done, Like a Prophet. You are our winner of the week. You'll go up in our wall of fame. And well done to everyone who entered. As I say, you'll all be entered into our prize draw that hopefully once I've got my hands on it, it is apparently en route, is what I've been told. So hopefully by the end of next week, but definitely by the end of May, we'll be giving away that Rivals pack. So, Quinn, I picked last time. I won't say last. Ernesto Fernandez, is that your Ronan buddy? Is that what you... I'm not sure. Are you Like a Prophet? If you are, well done, buddy. Well done. So, Quinn, what is the theme for this week? Look at you rubbing your hands together.
You all missed it. Time for chaos to ensue.
Oh, go on.
I'm just fucking with you. It's alt schemes.
Oh! Now, Quinn, let's be... Are we saying that the way in which they're painted
anything
on the box
that deviates from the box art?
Box art. Perfect. Okay, yeah. So anything... Ron, you're not winning this one, mate. You're never getting in. I hope this week's requires fewer than 21 models.
Okay, so you need to do 22 alt schemes.
No, I like that. So alt schemes, I really do like that. And are we going to include sort of, what's the word? Conversions as well, that sort of thing.
Yeah. I mean, if it's a conversion done in an alternate scheme, there we go. Or if they've been converted into a form of the character that is kind of a different character. Sort of like if they'd made like Hobby Brown Spider-Punk, for example, I'd count that as an alt scheme.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Nuclear Kid, oh hell yeah, I have the perfect model marinating in. Do you, is it when we're stripping a model Nuclear Kid, are we marinating them?
Yeah.
Have you got some thyme and some garlic and some...
Yeah, then you put the spice rub on.
Nice. And then bake at a steady 180 for 4 to 6 hours and there we go.
And then it just slides off the bone.
That's what Aaron does with his dice, isn't it? Bakes them on a low heat for 4 to 6 hours.
Yeah, something like that.
But yeah, there we go, guys. So variation.
Aaron just adds extra paint onto like the skull symbol.
Just weighs it down. But yeah, there we go, guys. Like I say, it's nice to have a lot to talk about. We're coming up to the hour mark, so we'll probably leave it there, unless there's any other questions from chat. So we'll give people a chance to get back there. Couple of things I do want to talk about that are in my head at the moment. So first one is going to be an event where I'm organising at the moment, along with Nate from the Gamers Guild. So there'll be more details out soon, but what we're going to be doing is, if anyone's familiar with the Ryder Cup, it's an event, a golfing event that takes place between a UK European team. It used to just be a European team, but we now have to say it's the UK and European team because fucking Brexit. And the team in the US, and they play it.
That like.
I didn't vote for
the UK
Brexit.
as a set of islands is still part of Europe, the continent.
It's not part of the European Union, though, is it? That's the thing.
No, but that would be if we were the EU team. We're still part of Europe. Like, I don't understand where this distinction comes from.
Well, because it's UK EU. That's what I was saying.
We didn't get like a big pole and just like shove the island away from the coast of France.
Could we shove France? I don't know. Anyway, France is quite heavy with everything behind it. Yeah. So details coming out on that. It'll be more one for we've already spoke to and invited people in to come and play with it, but it'll be a really, really cool event to watch. It'll be 2 teams of but we saved the pound. Well done, Nuclear Kid. So it'll be 2 teams, one from the UK and EU, one from the US, going up against each other in a series of some very normal games, but then also some little different takes on MCP as well. So 26th of September, that one is slated in for. So keep an eye out for that. It'll be a really, really good day, and we'll have some So we'll have lots and lots of people taking part in that, and also games live streamed and everything else. I want to give a big shout out to Liam Watt. Liam is, I think, on Sunday morning going to be playing his final, so the TTS League. So he's in the final representing. It feels good for me, Quinn, because if he wins it, I can just say, well, he just beat me in the semi-final or quarter-final, whichever it was. So I lost to the winner, which is quite nice. But I think he's playing Morgan, I think it is, who's won it previously. But I think Liam's got a really, really good chance. He's got a really nice Brotherhood roster, and does really, really well with them. So yeah, check that out. I believe that will be live on Norbert's Twitch channel. So if you haven't yet, go check out Norbert's Twitch channel. Him and Huggy Bear do some really, really nice commentary work.
If you do head over there, don't forget to ask Norbert about his OnlyFans.
Norbert's OnlyFans is delightful. Yes. I'm trying to think, Quinn, if there was anything else. There was two that I wanted to talk about, and I can't remember what the other one is. Oh, yes. So, guys, Quinn doesn't know about this one yet. In fact, I think the only other person in the world that knows what I'm planning to do for this is actually Norbert.
Okay.
You guys may remember we did sort of an end of year show last year where we got a few people together and everything else. What I'm going to try and do this year, with the help of a number of different people, including Quinn, even though he doesn't realise yet, but he's contractually obliged to help me out with any crazy ideas I
never have signed that fucking thing.
No, but you accepted the pizza, and that's all that matters.
I was hungry.
So basically, guys, what I'm going to do is we're going to host an award ceremony at the end of the year. Now, some of these awards will be decided by everybody. Some of them will be decided by a group of people that I'm putting together, a panel, if you will.
Ooh, special
friends. But if you've got any ideas of things that could be included in a category, and just so people are aware, there's going to be things that we're sort of thinking of are favourite, the best character released from Marvel Crisis Protocol this year will be an example of one. There'll be a Player of the Year award. There'll be a Newcomer of the Year award as well. We're also looking to do things like people being able to submit their terrain boards, and we'll then pick four, we'll go through to a final four and then put it out to a vote. So loads of different categories like that, just to have a little bit of fun. Hoping we can get some sponsors for it as well, so we can give some prizes out to those people that win. But yeah, will you guys be at the Grand Tournament in London in October? Well, Nuclear Kid says rear of the year. That'd be Aaron's fat ass, I think, would win that one.
No, that goes to Dom specifically.
Oh, Dom.
Have you seen that man's ass?
Dom's ass. There we go. Sorry, Quinn, that's the OnlyFans content that we just started doing there. Matt, I am very much trying to get to the Grand Tournament in October. It happens to fall on a weekend where I've got the kids, but I'm trying to work something out so I can. So fingers crossed, I'll be down in London. And Quinn, what about you? Are you hoping to try and get down, or?
I'm poor. I can't afford.
That'll be very much dependent as to whether I can put you up in a hotel.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, we will see. Maybe Quinn, we look at trying to book like an apartment or an Airbnb or something in London and get a few of us down. That could be quite.
I'm telling you now, we're not taking Aaron. He snores like a fucking freight train.
He does. He absolutely does. Real talk though, if there's a painting competition, I'm diggity down for that. There will be. I'm sure we'll have a best painted in there as well. But let me know, guys. Then, let me know in the chat or DM me directly. Do you think it's a good idea? I just thought it'd be a fun little thing to do at the end of the year, just to recognise.
I'm just trying to think of categories that I can win. Best MCP influencer. There we go.
I thought you said win.
Yeah, win. I
You,
am.
the world's
I have been
only.
described previously as the greatest MCP influencer.
No,
the
you
only
haven't.
MCP influencer, perhaps,
You
but
were
also the greatest.
You were described as the world's only. Which, are you then saying that by proxy, because you were the world's only, therefore you are the world's best?
Yes,
You
yes.
also means you're the world's worst.
Yeah, but you don't have an award for the worst influencer, do you? Because otherwise that would go to like Logan Paul or something.
Maybe. I don't know who Logan Paul is. But yes.
Is he the one with the dead body or was that his brother? I don't know. It was one of them.
They're very interchangeable for me. Both cunts. Anyway, best jazz voice. There we go.
Huh?
Best jazz voice.
No,
Guys.
Sexiest jazz voice. Sexiest jazz voice.
So there we go, guys. Weekly Bugle. Hopefully we'll be back. I think we'll be back next week as well.
Hopefully,
So
yeah.
we'll see you all again next week. I do have some more videos coming out. I know I've been a little bit shit, but I have been working on some projects at home. For those that have seen on the community page, I'm currently scraping away foam boards and putting together a brand new gaming table. So that has taken a little bit of time. And I'm also looking for a new job, which also takes quite a bit of time as well. So yeah, we'll see how that one goes. But guys, thank you to everyone that's watched. Thank you as always for joining us. And as always, it leaves me with just enough time to say stay well, keep safe, and until next time, bye for now.